Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is For the Love of Dogs, Yana. It's good to see everyone. Today I'm here with Kristina. Hi everyone. And Kristina is my rescue dog. I don't know who rescued who. She's my first, and in this video I'm going to talk about my experience of bringing a dog home, a rescue dog. She was rescued from Sean Casey Animal Rescue back in 2014. Like I mentioned in my previous video, it was a rather eye-opening experience for me. I was never a dog parent. I owned cats previously. Hi Lord, good morning. And thankfully, my experience was a positive one, and that's why I decided to make a video to talk about some of the things that you may expect to experience or may need to prepare for when you do decide to adopt a dog. In my case, the worker at Sean Casey Animal Rescue, her name was Valerie, she guided me and directed me to have all the supplies and equipment and food and treats, everything that I needed for Kristina when finally the adoption process was finalized. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that you may need. First of all, I believe that good veterinary care is important, so I encourage you to research a veterinarian, someone that is nearby in the area where you live, someone that you can trust, you feel comfortable with calling, and also one of the very important things to consider is work hours, to make sure that his office is or her office is available for the times that you may need them, evenings, depending on your work and life schedule. In my case, I use Four-Legged Friends. My veterinarian's name is Dr. William Goodman. He is amazing. I could call the office. There's always someone to, even if I leave a voice message, somebody will get back to me. So that's very reassuring. So basically, when I took Kristina home, where I adopted her from, required me to have a crate, which I bought. I have an SUV, we set it up, we put her in there, we drove home, and when we arrived, I took her for a nice walk so she could relieve herself. And when we brought her home, she didn't really care for the cat. I do have another cat. And she kind of looked around, and the first thing I did, I gave her a bath. And I didn't have to use anti-flea shampoo or anything like that. I just bought a regular shampoo, and I gave her a bath. And some of the things to consider when you do bring a dog home, whether you're adopting from a pet shop, from a breeder, I guarantee it's quite possible your dog might wind up with fleas. So I encourage you to get a monthly flea treatment. Some of them include flea and ticks. Do your research. Most of these are available by weight. So make sure you know your dog's weight so that way you can get the correct amount. And I also recommend getting heartworm treatment. And that is why you need to be involved and stay in touch with your veterinarian. Heartworm treatment for dogs is quite important. It's for the benefit of their health. If a mosquito bites them, they could get sick, and the consequences are severe. They could have a condition called congestive heart failure. So it's one of those monthly preventative measures that I encourage. So when you bring your pet home, I think crate training is a very good idea. It provides safety for your pet. You have to remember that your pet will require some time to acclimate to new surroundings. So when you're not at home, I encourage you to place your new dog, whether it's a puppy or a mature dog, into a crate. When you do that, I recommend placing an item, for example, a chew toy, that will have them entertained while you're not with your dog. Some people I know place a warm or soft bedding. I'm not a big fan of that. I believe that if the dog gets bored, it's quite possible he might start chewing on it. And in that case, you always want to run on the side of safety, you really want to make sure that they don't swallow anything, because that could lead to other medical issues like an obstruction. And so it's really not worth it to leave anything in the crate other than a toy so the dog could entertain themselves. So some of the things that you might need when you bring your dog home, like I mentioned before, a crate. You will need a bowl, you know, for water, a bowl for food. You will need dog food, depending, you know, the place where you're acquiring your pet. They will tell you about the pet's diet, if they like cereal, dry food, if they like wet canned food. So it's optional. Some people do cook for their animals, and there are many recipes online. So in my case, my dogs eat both wet and dry cereal, wet food and dry cereal. And my preferred brand, I really feel that it's nutritious, by a brand that is made here in the USA. It's called From, F-R-O-M-M. And they make both dry food and canned food, wet food. So I also like Merrick. I like Blue Buffalo. I've experimented with those. They're pretty good. So your dog will require good nutrition. I encourage vitamins, at least a monthly bath. You will have to monitor the nails. At some point you will need to trim them. I do mine every month. Some other things that, you know, that are important when you bring your dog home, you may have to bring him or her for a follow-up within a week or 2 weeks after the adoption. In my case, it was important. Kristina did have some problems with her ears. She had some ear mites that had to be treated. So the other thing that you may need when you bring your dog home is a good collar and leash. In my case, Sean Casey Animal Rescue, they offered a lupine leash and lupine collar, and they're very sturdy. They're excellent quality. They're lifetime guaranteed. So I had Kristina since 2014, and every time a leash or collar, you know, got worn out, got damaged, I was able to send it back, and they not reimbursed me, but they sent me back a brand new collar or a brand new leash. So that's excellent. So you don't have to worry about buying a new leash or a new collar every year or every couple of months. With lupine, it's made in America, and it's lifetime guaranteed. So I encourage you to invest in that. What other things should you expect when you first bring dog home? Of course, you know, prior to adopting a pet or buying, I encourage adopt, don't shop. There's millions of dogs in shelters that are looking for home. I encourage you to do a lot of research and thinking about your activity level, your living situation, whether you own your own home, how big is your place, if you're living in an apartment, if it's a condominium or a co-op. You have to think about the requirements and if dogs are even allowed on your property. So please do your research. As far as the breed and size of a dog, I think that every dog has their own personality. So prior to bringing a dog home, I suggest, you know, you meet with them a couple of times, you get to know them to see how you feel. Your pet ideally should have a nice exercise routine. And when I say that, not only take them out for a walk for 5 minutes to relieve themselves, an actual nice walk, at least 15 to 20 minutes where they could, you know, walk around and get some of this energy out of them, because to be cooped up, you know, all day, dogs are social creatures, they're pack animals. So please think about some kind of a routine for your animal to ensure that you have a good life balance with them and to ensure that they're healthy. So thank you so much. This will be it for this video. I'm going to think some more about future topics, and I'm going to see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye.